Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for you have accepted us. I'd like to express my gratitude to you. The first question of mine will be, what projects are Baku and Islamabad going to implement in the liberated territories of Azerbaijan? What proposals were received from the Pakistani side in terms of the implementation of projects in these territories?
Thank you very much, Baku Tribune, for giving me this opportunity and addressing your viewers through this interview. I wish to take this opportunity to congratulate the people of Azerbaijan again on this remarkable victory in the recent patriotic war. As far as the cooperation between our two brotherly countries is concerned on the liberated areas, I'm happy to inform you that as we speak today, there is a delegation of the largest consulting firm from Pakistan here in Baku, and in the last couple of days they have met with the ministers of economy, ministers of agriculture, chairman of the state urban committee and architecture, and some other ministries, and they have made offers, they have made presentations about their expertise, professional expertise in consultancy on various engineering projects in the field of not only infrastructure development but also in terms of providing guidance for supervision of constructions as well, starting from pre-feasibility, feasibility, and then throughout the phases of construction. So, and previously also some companies have visited Azerbaijan, and I understand that you have some other related challenges, including this challenge of demining. So once the progress on demining takes place, we hope that cooperation in terms of project implementation will also proceed.
Recently, the commander of the naval forces of Azerbaijan, Admiral Subhan Bakirov, who was on a visit to Pakistan, met with the commander of the land forces of Pakistan, Army General Gamar Javed Bajwa. The commander of the land forces of Pakistan expressed his country's readiness to take part in the process of demining the liberated territories of Azerbaijan and restoration work to be carried out in these territories. Could you please tell us if any agreement has been reached on Pakistan's participation in mine clearance operations in the liberated territories?
So you have rightly pointed out this, the demining cooperation is on the table, and the two sides are already in touch with each other to discuss and agree on the modalities of how it will proceed. And Pakistani side has offered its services. Since Pakistan has huge experience in demining areas, Pakistani sappers and engineers have worked in many other countries of the world in clearing the mines, and we know that the task in Azerbaijan liberated areas is huge, and it will be good for Azerbaijan to have the support of brotherly countries, and Pakistan is there to offer its services. And this discussion is going on with the concerned stakeholders in Azerbaijan, and we hope that soon you will be able to see Pakistani sappers arriving here to start the demining work.
The third question of mine, Mr. Ambassador, Azerbaijan expects Pakistan to join the existing and emerging transport routes. This was previously stated by Azerbaijani President Mr. Ilham Aliyev during a video meeting with the delegation led by the Chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee, General Nadim Raza. What work is being carried out between our countries in this direction? How do you assess the prospects for Pakistan's joining the transport routes of the South Caucasus?
Yes, very important point, and in fact I was honored to be part of that conversation where your president made these comments, and we really appreciate that, because the mechanism and the framework of our relationship with Azerbaijan is multifaceted, but the major challenge between our two countries is this connectivity issue, and we were very encouraged by these remarks of your president that they would like Pakistan to join in the transit corridors, and we see that there are opportunities, for example in the Lapis Lazuli corridor, connecting, presently it starts from Afghanistan and goes to all the way to Turkey. So we are next to Afghanistan. So Pakistan, we hope, can be part of this corridor. Also, there are opportunities to connect with Azerbaijan through a north-south corridor. So we believe that these are the doable projects, and our concerned officials are engaging with each other on that. We also want to have corridor and benefit from the railway network of Azerbaijan that connects to the Baltic states and beyond. So our railways authorities are also working. So these are tedious jobs. They cannot produce results overnight, but both sides are in constant and regular contact with each other, and we hope that soon we can make progress and show results on ground.
My fourth question, Mr. Ambassador, how are trade and economic relations between Azerbaijan and Pakistan developing in the post-war period?
Yes, trade and economic cooperation is a priority area that we are working in the post-war conflict situation. We are two brotherly countries, and our leadership is very determined that we need to take our bilateral trade and economic partnership to the highest level. Right now our trade volume is very limited, and there is immense potential to increase and enhance that. And our economic ministries have been holding regular consultations. We are hopeful that in coming months and years we can see a tremendous progress in terms of bilateral trade. And I am happy to inform you that only recently we have been able to register here a Pakistan-Azerbaijan Business Chamber, Economic Cooperation Chamber, which will provide us a platform to bring the business communities from two sides together and offer them opportunities that they can tap for the mutual benefit of the two countries.
Mr. Ambassador, the fifth question of mine, please tell us about the situation in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, the situation in the occupied state of Jammu and Kashmir in India is unfortunately not very promising, especially since the August 5, 2019 unilateral actions by the Indian government to alter the unique status of Jammu and Kashmir state. There have been a constant lockdown in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. The Kashmiri leaders have been detained. They are under custody since 2019, and there is a strict restriction on the movement of people. Unfortunately, during the COVID regime, there was immense challenges for the people. In fact, their access to healthcare was very much restrained and resulted in the death of very many situations which could have been avoided. And recently we are hearing very bad news that probably Indian authorities are even trying to further bifurcate the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And what we fear is that these efforts are being done to alter the demography of Kashmir, because as you know that in Jammu and Kashmir Muslims are in majority, and Indians have been trying since 2019 to alter the demography, and then they are issuing domiciles to non-Kashmiri people to settle inside Kashmir, and they have issued millions of domiciles. Now they are trying to further bifurcate and divide the state of Jammu and Kashmir to diminish the identity, the unique identity of the Kashmiri people. And this is a clear violation of the multiple resolutions of the UN Security Council, and also the 4th Geneva Convention, which states that and stipulates that the area under occupation, no unilateral action can be taken which would adversely affect the identity and the nature of the demography of that area.
And the last question of mine will also be connected with previous one. How do you see the solution of Kashmir issue?
And this is, although a very valid question, and we consider that this is a very complex situation. And, Pakistan has been desirous to engage with India to discuss not only Kashmir but all outstanding issues between the two countries. And our leadership has made this offer time and again to the Indian leadership, and they have offered that if India takes one step towards peace, Pakistan will take two steps. Unfortunately, the response from India has always been in negative, and they have been taking steps which adversely and further compromise the situation of peace and security in the region. We believe that the best solution to the problem of Jammu and Kashmir is to implement the United Nations Security Council resolutions which decided with the consent of all parties, India, Pakistan and the Kashmiri people, that the ultimate solution of the state of Jammu and Kashmir will be done by the free will of the people of Kashmir under a democratic process through a plebiscite which will be held under the UN auspices. So we have been calling upon Indian authorities that they should honor their commitments. They should honor the pledge made to the not only to the Pakistani officials but to the Kashmiri people, and above all to the international community, because there were 15 members of the UN Security Council when these resolutions were adopted, and all those members, especially the 5 members who are permanent members, they are the guarantors of those resolutions. So we expect from the international community to call upon India to respect the pledges and the commitment they have made in the UN Security Council, and go ahead and accept the UN planned plebiscite in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and let the people of Jammu and Kashmir decide how they want to live.
Thank you so much for your response, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you. Thank you for you have accepted us. Thank you.